Do you find yourself falling into the trap of negative habits, habits that you want to change again and again, even as you try to break away? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you. Watch this video till the end. Hi, my name is Vidya Krishnaswamy. I'm a stress relief, resilience and growth coach. In this video, I'm going to talk about how our language interferes and comes in the way of our growth. I love gulab jamun. My wife is born to make laddus. I'm bad at decision making. I'm an avid procrastinator. I lack clarity. I'm a confused person. I'm dull. I don't have knowledge. I have to get it done perfectly. I lack the skills to do the project. When I go on stage, I don't have the confidence. What else? I'm bad at mathematics. I binge watch films. I'm a chain smoker. I'm an alcoholic. In these statements, I have depicted several scenarios to show how we speak about ourselves or about others. Now, what is the problem with these statements? And what is the commonality in all these statements? Can you pause the video and write your comments? What are your views about these statements? Just pause the video and write your comments and then resume this video. Let's talk about it. I love fashion designing. Now, what does this statement do? If you are a person who's trying to pursue a career in fashion designing, this is an uplifting statement. I'm a fashion designer becomes your identity. Great. It is helping you move forward. I have to get admission in IIM. And say this person is struggling and not able to get admission to IIM. What has this statement done to him? This statement depicts his belief that he has to get into IIM only. He has no other options open for him. So this is a deep-rooted belief. Let's take up another statement. My wife is born to make laddus. I'm sure you all are familiar. You've heard this statement in a movie. Yes. Now, what does this statement do to the person listening to it? Is this person only making laddus? Has she not done anything else? Has she not played any other role? As a wife, as a mother, as far as nurturing is concerned, as far as teaching the children is concerned, is she only making laddus? This statement means that making laddus is her identity. That is the purpose. It's not just her identity. This statement reinforces to the person that the purpose of the person's life is to make laddus only. I just can't wake up at 5 a.m. It's about a person's ability. He can't wake up at 5 a.m. It is the language that is used here depicts that he has assumed that he does not have the capability to wake up at 5 a.m. And let's say this person is trying to wake up at 5 a.m. Does it make it any easier for him to do that? I can't resist my temptation to eat chocolate. I can't. If the person is trying to break free from this habit and he says, I can't resist my temptation, he's talking about his capability to be able to give up chocolates. It is at the belief level. So chocolate eating is no more an activity. It is working on the level of his belief. It is working on the level of his ability. Okay, let's take this. I am a chain smoker. The person is a chain smoker. Mr. X is a chain smoker. I smoke more when I'm stressed. What did this sentence do? He smokes when he's stressed. It has narrowed down to a certain situation. So he's not a smoker all the time. It is when he's stressed. Does it make it easier to identify where he smokes more as compared to saying, I am a chain smoker? I am a diabetic. So, does this statement mean the person has only been a diabetic? He has not played any other role. He is a diabetic. Now, what does this do to the ability of the person to manage his diabetes? Does it make it easier? If this is how he talks about himself, it has ingrained in his identity. So he's not a father, he's not a manager, he's not an employee, not a friend, he's not a teacher, he's not a banker, he's not a brother, he's only a diabetic. I have to get perfect output. I have to get 85% marks. I have to get 98% marks. It has become the person's value. He has to get it. There is no way out. He cannot get 70%. He cannot get anything else other than what he has set for himself as the benchmark. It has perhaps become his values. And what if this person is struggling to get those marks? Does it make it any easier? I have to be punctual. Punctuality is a virtue. I have to be punctual. Absolutely. Punctuality is a virtue. But let's say a situation demands and he has not been able to come on time. Does this value help him to come to terms with that situation, or does it induce guilt? I have to be punctual when I promise to someone. I want to be a very good son. I have to fulfill all the aspirations of my children. A value, yes, but what if the person is limited in his resources? What does this do to the person? Is this value uplifting? Is it helping him to see the context where this value has to be applied? Or is it keeping him in rigid boundaries? So, we have to be conscious of the language that we use for ourselves and for others. especially with habits that we want to change or the habits that we want to cultivate. We have to be careful. The language that we use can reinforce the habit, can make it more difficult for us to break away from the same habit that we are trying to get away from or to change. It may keep us away from what we are trying to develop. And hence, we tend to get into the vicious cycle of the same habits. So what can we do about it? Bring it down to the context instead of generalizing, instead of taking it to many levels higher. Don't make it a part of your identity. I am bad at maths. Really? Are you really bad at maths? Do you know the tables? Can you multiply a 4-digit number with another 4-digit number? Can you recognize the angles? So where is the problem? Is it with calculus? Which part of maths? And hence, is it right to say I am bad at mathematics itself? How about bringing it down to the particular topic instead of expanding the scope and talking about entire mathematics and saying I am bad at maths? And also making it a part of my identity. Another example, she is a slow writer. Is she slow in everything? Does she write stories slowly? Does she write answers slowly in a particular subject? What are the topics where she writes quickly? And hence, is it right to say she writes slowly, she's a slow writer, like she's slow in everything, in all forms of writing? The way we use language is very important. It can make it easier for us to look at it as a behavior that can be changed if we are trying to change that behavior, or it can take it to several levels higher, take it up to our beliefs, to our abilities, to our purpose of life, to our identity, or it can bring it down to our behavior and further down to the context, to the environment where there is a challenge. And when we bring it down to the environment and the behavior, it becomes so much more easier. Like there is a choice. I drink water, I write, I walk. It becomes as simple as that. I smoke cigarettes when I am with friends. So there is the crux. This is where this habit surfaces. And then it becomes easier to handle a smaller chunk of the problem than the problem which seems like a mountain. So it's important that we apply language consciously. If we say, I'm an anxious person, so I'm anxious all the time. It's not like I'm anxious in a particular context or in certain situations. So we are discrediting ourselves for not being anxious in so many other situations. And hence, it becomes difficult for us to derive the points that are working well for us in those situations and applying it to a situation which is difficult for us. Likewise, if we are able to narrow it down to that particular situation, to that particular habit, it becomes so much more easier to apply what is working well for us in other situations and apply it in this particular situation, which is disempowering for us. If you liked what you've heard, if this video has made you wonder, if this video has brought some insights, if it has made you think, please give a like for this video and put your comments. I would like to read them. Thank you.